Friends, countrymen, Soma, we are gathered here today to watch Star Trek.
That
It's
we
an
are.
okay show. A decent show. Today we're watching the Tholian Web, which I don't think we see the Defiant. We might hear about the Defiant. But there's Tholians in it. Well, at least Tholian ships. Plato's
I mean, we board
Stepchildren.
the Defiant.
Do we? Oh!
Yeah,
Is
the
that the
Joe
one?
bought it.
Oh, yeah. Is that the one Kirk's brother is dead on? Or is that a different one?
I think he's dead on a planet, isn't he?
I don't know, man. I just know he has a mustache.
do
Then
see
Plato's
it at some
Stepchildren,
point.
which is weird. It's almost weird in a good Sub Rosa way, but I don't think it quite gets there. I think it might be bad weird. But, you know, it does also have the first... Hang on, that's disputed, isn't it? The first interracial kiss, but that was like on... There's some caveat to that. Was it like on syndicated television it was the first? The first TV show? I don't know. But it's in there. Kirk and Uhura. And then Wink of an Eye, which is about some society that goes through time super, super fast or super, super slow, one or the other. They go through time super slow, so everyone else sees them as super fast.
Ah, it's that one.
It's one of those ones where the writers kind of forget about the plot at the end, so they don't actually resolve the problem. But, you know, it's fine. I tried to get a new voice. I tried to do the Major Bear computer voice for the AI. I did get a voice, but it doesn't sound anything like Major Barrett. So I just canned that. We now just have... Wait, what was your name again, AI lady? What did I call you? I don't remember what I named her.
You can call me Lily, your personal Star Trek encyclopedia, where no question has gone before.
Ah, yes, the British lady again. Lily, of course, being the name of the voice preset. Unless we want to bring back Mark Twain. We can bring back Mark.
Don't put him out of the grave, resurrect him.
He's just... Yeah, we could have zombie Mark Twain. I could adjust a script to be zombie Twain. He's just... He wouldn't... He won't shut up about rivers. No matter what I do. It's just in his nature. The Mississippi River is a universal constant. Is there anything else I missed? Oh, wait, hang on. Hey, Lily, what episode does Samuel Kirk die in? Because I'm sure I don't know. Is it this one? Hey, are you good? Oh, no, you're being really slow again. Why would you do this? Oh, I know why.
As far as I'm aware, the character Samuel Kirk doesn't actually die in any aired Star Trek episode.
Incorrect.
He's mentioned as having passed away in Operation Annihilate.
No, Lily, we literally see his corpse.
The original series episode, but we never see this happen on screen.
Well,
Star
we don't see him
Trek,
pass away on
making
screen,
us
but-
boldly go into the
I
realm
guess
of implied
technically because he's
backstory.
already dead on screen. Okay, so I know why Lily is slow. Lily's slow because I changed the software that's being used, and this one doesn't send it in per sentence. It sends it in one big chunk. That does mean we shouldn't get any more of the... I heard that Dr. McCoy would like to... We shouldn't have any more of that. But it's a trade-off. Anyway, how's the weather?
Very wet and windy.
Good. As it should be. Everybody get ready to press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. The Tholian Web. Very dramatic void. I like the void. Everyone's looking very intensely at it, but there's nothing there.
It's the last episode of season 1.
Last episode filmed?
No, it's the last episode. Well, it was the last episode aired of season 1. Operation Annihilate.
They seem very quiet.
Actually, no, it should be fine. Yeah, it might should be fine.
Yeah, I just boosted my system volume. Hopefully it works out. Is it the Cossack Chekhov? What is it? Oh no, it's the Defiant. That's not the Defiant. What is this? That's a Constitution class. What is this garbage? But it's... But light is radiation. Your sensors can't, like, pick up the visual? What? But you're looking at it through sensors right now. That's a camera.
They can't
That's not a
affect the
window.
matter of it, I suppose. They can see it.
The
Hey,
sensors
Willy
clearly
Webben
can
over
see
here.
it in some form. Oh, I didn't blur the screen. I should make it blurry. There we go. Are you sure you want to transport there? This feels dangerous. This feels wildly dangerous. Captain Picard would
Better send the
never
bridge
allow
crew.
this.
Yeah, especially with the most of the bridge crew. I mean, Riker would say it's his duty to say you shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
No, I think what would happen is Riker would be like, assemble for an away team, and Picard would be like, no, hold number one. We must investigate first.
I mean, there is literally an episode of season 1 where I just like, so it's my obligation as first officer to say the captain should go on the away team.
Literally why Captain Picard hired him, he reveals later.
Yeah.
Because he didn't let his previous captain go on an away team.
It's interesting
Quite a
why they chose
contingency.
to beam over in spacesuits.
Well, they can't scan it, so they don't know if it has a hole.
True. That's very true.
Also, it conveniently insulates them from the space madness. Maybe. Unless one of the randos just takes it off for no reason. Maybe he's itchy. Itchy nose. Can't believe that's how that episode worked. With the
Yeah.
drunk water. Giants, how's the weather with you?
It's been cold all week.
Good,
Very annoying.
good.
Although, actually, I say that, and it's been like freezing. So I realized most of the northern hemisphere has had it much worse than England has. It's been comparatively like toasty here.
Did you just say the northern hemisphere has it worse than England?
I mean, yeah, like I know Germany had serious cold issues. Like
You're in the northern
both coasts of
hemisphere.
the
What do you
States.
mean?
Then the rest of the northern hemisphere, I suppose.
The rest of the northern hemisphere at large has had a harder time of it than England.
Yeah, we got a local emergency declared over here. That's fun
Yeah.
for the weather.
Whereas
Oh.
here it's been like just over freezing, and that's
There
been
has never been any there's
unpleasant,
been no
but-
record of such an occurrence of mutiny.
Wow.
yeah.
It's not canon. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Well, it is, because every single record of mutiny that we've had has either been wiped out or they've
very
erased
convenient.
it was mutiny in the first place.
There was that time Spock
I mean-
committed mutiny, but it was actually a dream, so it doesn't count.
There's that time Spock committed mutiny and he was pardoned from it, so it doesn't count.
Of course, that
But
should still
Michael
count. That's
Burnham
still a
committing
mutiny on
that-
record.
Michael Burnham's mutiny would still be on record. It's just everything that happened after that. Like her going on the Discovery. But that was later. The mutinies, they still know about that.
Is it a mutiny if it's just one person doing it, disobeying orders?
Well, let me see.
It was defined
Hey
as
Lily,
mutiny
is it a
within the show.
mutiny if only one
Okay,
person
okay.
is mutinying?
In Star Trek legal terms, a single person can indeed commit mutiny, like Lieutenant Commander Michael Burnham in Star Trek,
Yeah.
Discovery's pilot episode. Course
Okay,
plotted
fair
for
enough.
semantics, Warp 9.
No, come
Okay.
on.
So another downside
This
of
is a
this
Star
new
Trek
software.
discussion. Of course, we're going to go into semantics.
Yes. Another downside of this software change is I can't cut it off mid-sentence.
Yeah.
Previously, whenever I would say those dumb little ending lines, I would just stop it and pretend it didn't happen.
Oh boy.
So now you get to hear all of them. Ooh, I like how it has a name tag right under his face just in case, I don't know, it got fogged up, you couldn't see who it was. I also wonder if they're all accurate. Yep, that's Chekhov.
Yeah.
They are pretty cloudy, the visors.
Yeah. Now, actually looking back at this, it doesn't actually look that bad, the spacesuit.
No.
I thought the face was much more meshy than it looks like here. Maybe this is just a newer version of the suit.
Yeah,
compared
this
to
is
previous
updated.
episodes.
The one from the Drunk Water episode was worse. This was changed.
The fruity colors are kind of odd.
So, Chekhov, you're going to report your sudden dizziness?
Lily, what was the name of the episode where everyone gets drunk on water? Yeah, they don't report anything. Why would they bother? Who does that? It would remove all the dramatic tension. Oh, are they going to mention Space Madness by name?
Ah, the Star Trek. The original series episode you're thinking of is called The
Collins
Naked
again.
Time. It's similar to the Star Trek. The Next Generation
What are you
episode.
talking? I know
God.
you're
Naked
generating this
Now.
all in one chunk.
Both certainly put a new spin on the phrase
I think
drinking
it's
problem.
It's
Wouldn't you
doesn't
say?
understand that some colons are for titles and some of them are like
Yeah.
punctuation and for sentences.
All right, 'cause I need
just
to know the
stuck my
title because
hand
I
to my
want to look
body.
up a picture of the suit. Oh yeah. Oh,
The language
Naked
also
Times
seems
was
less
way
natural.
worse. All right, just put a picture of it in the general chat. It's awful.
On the double.
The containment suit from the Naked Time, aside from the fact that you can pull the gloves off super easy and people do that, there's clearly gaps in the mesh.
Oh yeah, that suit was right. There was another. I think there's another time they used those the spacesuits in here, and it's been updated.
And we can't just leave because the warp drive's out. Can we at least, like, impulse away? I mean, it won't do much, but it'll help a little, I assume. Oh, Captain Kirk's still on the Defiant. It's hard to tell. It's the same set. Also, they totally could have finished multiple transport sequences in the time of this conversation, right?
Yep.
Kirk has to remain to do the plot.
Yeah.
So is Kirk gonna beam back, like, out of phase? And he has to rephase, like in the TNG episode with Geordi and Ro?
Not this time.
Okay.
I actually have a very good memory of this episode. It's a good one.
I have no
No,
memory
it's
of
not
this.
that long ago I watched it. Kirk remains on the Defiant.
Yeah.
They can't bring him back initially, I think.
What I remember this episode is the web itself and the Tholian, like, pyramid ships flying around slowly, making a web. And nothing else. No, don't take it off. God. One thing Enterprise
No
did very,
form of
very right is
decontamination.
having a decon chamber.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't get Kirk over.
And yes, his name tag is accurate as well. It says Kirk. I guess the name tag is just to help pick it off the rack. Which one is yours?
I mean, it could potentially be set for different people specifically.
Different sizing. All right, he's dead. Excellent.
Mhm.
I won't increase the counter until we confirm it, though. But yeah, this was the last appearance of William Shatner on Star Trek.
Yeah.
That's not a plot twist, Scotty. No, that's literally what just happened. Scotty, we know.
It was the 60s. The first sci-fi. At least the first sci-fi TV show.
Hey, computer cheese.
Yay.
So they've
Hey, Lily,
already
how come
figured
the
out that
data
there's an
chips in
station
TOS look like
interface.
cheese?
Oh, those chunky TOS data chips. I suppose in the 1960s, a future with cheese-like data storage seemed like a Gouda idea. It's certainly quite a contrast with the
Jesus.
sleek pads we see later in
tried.
TNG and beyond.
He's doing her
It's
best.
gonna make a bad pun. The least it could do is pronounce it.
Look, it's an AI. It's a... Soma, is that how you pronounce Gouda with a British accent? Gouda?
I don't think so.
It did say lieutenant earlier.
It's true.
Lily, can you please say the word Gouda, as in the cheese, a few times?
Why is
I wanna
McCoy
see if
just
it
come
can-
up onto the bridge?
Oh, absolutely! Gouda, Gouda, Gouda! It's almost as delightful as a Starfleet ration pack, isn't it?
It said Gouda that time.
Weird.
You suffered some sort of fit of space madness, Doctor. Hysterical. My God, Chekhov's uterus is wandering all over the place. Well, what did you do to provoke him, Spock?
Yeah.
Chekhov's always a very level-headed man. What did you do? Are they going to say time is the one thing we don't have? Come on, you always have to say that. The captain's not there, Spock. He phased out of existence. Can you get away for 2 hours and then come back? So Kirk right now is in the mirror universe, right?
Not just in the mirror universe, a couple hundred years ago.
Wait, where are they? Are they in Federation space? What are the Tholians doing here?
Just outside Federation space, presumably.
Did they just give a velocity as a multiple of the speed of light?
They
Yep.
did. Very fancy.
I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Jeez, it's very windy.
Like in space?
No, outside.
Oh my God. Okay, so not Federation space. Probably. Yeah, what? Spock, you might need to explain more. There's no...
Yeah. Very understanding.
Wow. Yeah, the Tholians are actually super chill here. Wow. Very reasonable Tholians. I thought they were just all
Yeah.
murdery. I mean, they are going to try to murder the Enterprise, but presumably because it doesn't reappear on time or something. Oh, the space madness. It's spreading. Chapel, do you have a gun? Or like a comm to call security? Chapel, do you want to help? Like in any way? Oh. Yes, do it. Drug him. Well done.
Mm-mm.
I do like it when the doctors of Star Trek just drug people against their will. That's always fun.
Yeah.
It's just not out death.
Was he even supposed to target him? He's not. So it's like the in yesterday's Enterprise when the Klingon weapons were disrupting the temporal rift, but this time it was the Tholian engines screwing everything up. Soma, do you remember what the cause is?
No, that part I don't remember.
So like the reasoning part of their brain is caught in interphase.
I think it is something to do with the actual
Well, I mean, it's got to be related to what's
interface
going
with
on with
space.
it.
Yep, it didn't reappear, so they reinfired one.
Yep. Well, that's definitely going to mess with the calculations.
That doesn't sound like all power.
Is that, have they done that before, diverting all power to shields? You sort of expect it as sort of the standard grammar of an episode, but there must have been a first time.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm with Dr. McCoy. Just leave.
Yeah. Come back in a couple of hours.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Oh, it's done off, of course.
Good job, Spock. You delayed and now you broke it. I would say approximately 25 minutes, Mr. Spock.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could have just left. Could it possibly be a Tholian ship? Wow, what a twist.
Yep.
Yes, kill them all. By their powers combined. And this is why Enterprise made them spiders.
True.
Very thematic.
They make very straight lines for ships which would have to take curves.
Well, you see, it's actually very zoomed in, so it will curve over a longer...
No, what I mean is when it zooms out, the turns as very straight lines.
Oh.
Unless I suppose they go along and then down.
Well, again, because spider webs are straight lines. Fuck, why would you say that? You're not exactly inspiring confidence in the crew here.
It was a logical act out.
It is logical to exposit for the audience.
Yes, and to ratchet tension so that they return after the commercial break.
But it's been so long since I've seen a commercial on a TV show. Thank God, because just think of how many times it fades to black in this show. It's like every 5 minutes.
Sure.
You're watching more commercial
that one
than
was-
TV.
Oh yeah. How long are the episodes? Is it like 48 minutes or so?
Yeah, 45 to 50.
It's interesting that commercial like stayed steady through the early 90s, and then very suddenly commercial shows got much shorter, like good 5 minutes or so.
It's a funeral?
Possibly.
Does have that energy. Are they
Or is
getting
this
their
a you're
story
all
straight
about
at
to
a
die,
funeral?
get over it speech? But actually, no, it's not disabled anymore. They fixed. Huh. 34 deaths. Captain Kirk is officially dead. Spock said so. No, don't worry. Kirk's not dead. He's just... God, what would he be doing? He would be a... Would they have been captured by the Tholians and Gorn already? Probably not. He's probably just drifting.
Already looking around the ship, seeing what you can glean from the information.
Wonder how many people watching this at the time believed it that he was dead.
Well, this was... In this era of TV, you weren't allowed to actually kill TV characters, I don't think.
Oh, really?
Well, not in like a censorship sense. In like
But
a
people
people
didn't
just didn't
accept it.
do it.
Yeah.
Main characters just didn't die. Though even today, Star Trek... How many main characters have they killed? Like before a season finale, mid-show.
It's pretty rare.
I think I can only think of one, which
Especially
is Philippa Georgiou, and even she came back.
Yeah. I suppose perhaps they've gone around the whole way.
Wait, Tasha Yar wasn't it wasn't the season finale.
Oh yeah, yes, Tasha.
There was also someone on Discovery, but I just can't remember them for the life of me.
Other than Philippa?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dax.
Dax was the season finale.
But she wasn't a series finale. I was thinking more like excluding Trip Tucker, like people who die at the very end of the show.
Oh, right.
Because he's in love with Kirk.
Trip Tucker is?
No, Mr. Spot is in love with Kirk.
Oh yeah, the doctor. The doctor's the one who died. God, what's his name? Greg? It's not his name. What's he called?
And then he undied.
Yeah.
Though I do
But there was
appreciate
someone.
that
There
they
was
had like
someone
a
else who
whole
stayed
season where
dead.
he
There
was
was
just traumatized.
Hugh
yeah.
Tolber.
There was a random security officer that died
Yeah, whatever.
in the first season, but
sexist
it
dude.
was that forgettable. I don't remember anything about him.
His whole thing was, I know what I'm doing and you should shut up because you're just a woman. And then he got hit by a rock and died. Assuming you're the one that beamed over with Captain Pike in season 2. God, what's the doctor's name? Colbert. That's his name.
Yeah, Hugh Tolber.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's going to be so embarrassed when he learns that they watched his tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well, actually, he doesn't really have any decisions to make now. He's just sort of drifting, waiting for Scotty to fix it. Ask Chekhov. Oh.
Yeah. Why would you already not take the advice if you found it sound? Like that seems tautological.
Spite.
Like only take good advice.
Savage? Stop fighting. It makes your dad sad.
Yeah. Wonder what gave him the idea that Spock and McCoy might not get along.
because
Other than all the
often
racism in
arguing.
every single episode.
Yes.
Yes. As a Vulcan, he is incapable of such feelings.
Just because I don't feel that its first vibration is the same way as you does not mean to say I feel any less than you.
Well, maybe Spock should make up his mind about what he does or doesn't feel.
True. I mean, I flipping love that line from the Bad Batch season 2.
Wait, can't we kill the Tholians? Don't we? We still have torpedoes, right? They don't need, like, power. They're just warheads. We can probably murder them.
It's interesting that the Tholians have this web thing at all anyway, because it means they have to disable the ship first, and then
And
but
spend,
when you
like,
disable
2
the ship,
hours.
when you disable the ship, why do you need the web at that point? You've got a disabled ship.
I guess if they just want to hold them there indefinitely, like, look, there's proof of the crime. This ship is in our space. Because if they repaired their ship in the meantime, and why is he in a mirror? What? Like, I could get...
he's phasing in and out, and so I don't
Oh, I
remember the
wonder...
exact explanation for this.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, I would get it if he just phased in and they saw, like, a ghost in random places. I was thinking, like, why a mirror, though? But maybe he just phased in behind Uhura, and she saw him through the mirror.
Could be. Funny that she didn't turn around though. Like if I saw someone in the mirror and didn't expect them, I would definitely turn around.
Oh, Uhura, have you checked your uterus? It might be wandering again like Chekhov's.
This is why they need cameras which they can carry with them. Yeah, it's actually curved in this version.
How come ghosts never phase in like halfway through something? Except exactly once in TNG. One time a lady phased in a floor. What symptoms? He was just hanging out.
And then the CG of this version has no parallel lines, no horizontal lines on the front view, but you can clearly see they're supposed to be there.
I think it's interesting that Nurse Chapel's badge is like
Yeah, I
clipped
was
onto
thinking
her
that.
collar. What's the...
Yeah, all the others are sewed into their uniforms. Like hers is just half hanging on her collar.
Did it just like... Did they not have a sewed-on version available? So they just, yeah, screw it. It's fine. Yes, Chekhov, who's the Cossack now?
Also, these restraints are in TOS are with fabric restraints, which are yes, even in latest Star Trek, they have people who break out of the shoulder restraints, but these are literally fabric restraints. I don't know who Hura's arms aren't.
Is she
Yeah.
wearing something under her gown? She looks like... Yes. Yes, she will. Don't lie to her. Everybody on the ship is gonna go mad and kill each other. We know this. I was gonna say maybe Scotty should carry a gun, but I think, no, maybe that's a bad idea, because what if Scotty goes mad? There's the ghost. Very spooky.
Kurt.
Oh, he's gone. Okay, no fade out. He's just gone.
Hey, didn't they do this on Deep Space Nine?
Have a ship called Defiant? Yes, they did.
Oh no, the disappearing captain on the Defiant. With the one where Tony Todd played old Jake.
Yeah. Where Captain Kern played Jake Sisko.
Right.
So, Robo, I have one question for you. I've been waiting to mention it because I know it's most relevant to you. As a Taco Bell fan,
Hmm.
last night I had a dream where they introduced a new item, and I would like to know if you would eat it. They had a hot dog where the bun and the meat were the same, like, fleshy pink color, and
Okay.
instead of like ketchup or mustard or whatever, it had a zigzag drizzle of icing.
That sounds
If Taco
disgusting.
Bell introduced that, would you eat it?
Well, no. Icing and it's a hot dog that the bun is also made out of hot dog.
No, it's not made out of hot dog, it's just that color.
So the bun is bread, but it looks like hot dog.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I say no, but like, there's been weirder stuff that tastes good.
Can you grab him? Is he here physically? What am I looking at? Oh, that time he faded out. Last time he just popped out of existence. Oh, yeah, I need to undo the Kirk is dead, because he wasn't actually dead. Spock just guessed.
We all knew Turret wasn't dead.
Oh, yeah, we know. There's not even a bridge for him to fall off. You're not already. No, you're dying. Oh, yeah, that's why she was confined. Is that how phasers? Is that how phasers work? It's so interesting to me that these displays are clearly supposed to be computer generated, but they use like an e-ink instead of like an LCD display. Like it doesn't glow.
I mean, you want an in-universe explanation for a production
Yes, exactly.
issue.
I mean, yes, all the time. We want every in-universe explanation.
It's orange juice. Vitamin C. It helps with the space madness. Is the alcohol necessary, or did you just... Was that just for fun?
Oh, perhaps you should drink that before getting into battle.
No, Scotty, that's... Scotty, we need that.
He just wants to get it done.
God, he's got a problem.
Spot is literally only captain for like 5 minutes in Star Trek.
What do you mean? He's captain of the Enterprise A?
Well, we only see him as captain for like 5 minutes, then Kirk
Yeah.
takes over again.
Yeah.
But he's there for
poor
one
guy.
training mission as captain, so that's practically 5 minutes in the lifespan of his career.
Oh, they're gonna drive into the space madness? I am confused on how this web works. Is it totally worthless until it's complete? Like they can just break through at any time?
It's weak enough that they could potentially break through it, probably with some damage. But when it's sealed, then they can't.
I really hope that spacesuit is airtight. And he's not just suffocating in interphase. Are we... Is this the mirror universe? Oh, no, they just teleported. What? Wait, what just happened? Is that a thing the ship can normally do? Did they just teleport?
Triox.
Assumedly just triple oxygen.
They've used Triox in later series.
I think they also use Triox. Well, they pretend to use Triox in Amok Time when Kirk is having a hard time with Vulcan's atmosphere.
Yeah.
Remember the episode where the Defiant crew is talking to a woman in the past?
Yep.
And they're on their way to go rescue her. She's taking Triox.
If it works, it works.
He wasn't stood on the pad before.
No, you're gonna ruin his spacesuit. They're gonna have to patch that hole now. You could have, like, injected him in the neck after he took the helmet off. Well, we looked at your browsing history, Captain.
Oh, is that what happened?
I don't think that Sloane was at the time, but that has a completely different meaning now.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder.
Vulcans cannot lie, Spock. What happened to those? Why are they lying? I'm so confused.
I
They're
think
just
it's
trolling him?
funny.
Awkward. But Kirk knows that they're lying. And here outright proves that Vulcans can lie. Or by lie of omission anyway.
No, that was a pretty direct lie. He just said,
I mean,
Yeah.
that was his thought process, so he could logic himself out of it, but... Because that was
Okay.
exactly what he said to Matoy before. He said, I don't have time for this, we got to solve the situation.
Alright, so next episode is Plato's Stepchildren, which is weird.
Yeah.
It's the one where Kirk plays horsey.
Yes. It is the Turturura kiss, but so...
Yes. Why did they have to bury that in such a strange episode?
Because
I mean, it wasn't
then
supposed
it's not
to-
a true kiss, I suppose.
It also
So,
wasn't all that historic.
That story is generally considered to be
Well, it was at the
apocryphal.
time they were... It was historic at the time it was filmed, but not by the time it was released.
I mean, it was
probably.
unusual. It was unusual, but there's no evidence that it was a first.
It's also somewhat
Anything.
undercut by the fact that within the context of the show, they didn't actually choose to do that, they were forced to. Also, press
Yeah.
play in 3,
So
2, 1, play.
say what you want about Shatner, but he ruined all the takes where you couldn't see that they were kissing intentionally. So they had to use the take where you could see the kiss.
He was definitely a better person at times back then. But yeah.
No, it is a starship.
That's
Is it the first
starship.
time? Is it the
There's
first
literally
time a
zero
black
consistency in
actress kissed a ham on screen?
Yeah.
All variety of games. Do you play Chula? Perhaps some Dabo?
Play Dumb Jut Alien.
Ah, the Philosopher King. Ah, title drop. Yes, well done. Very clever writers. No, she said his leg. Where you go? Okay. I don't know. What did happen to the leg? It's under a blanket and away from camera. What is it? Why? Why? Well, I mean, I know why. It's to show the audience that they can do this, but like, why? Let him do it. It's his job. Oh, I know who this character is. That's Dobby. They just treat him like a house elf. Oh no.
Red and blue star. As you'd have on the left and right side of a plane.
What?
It's just that you have red and blue lights on the. Is it red and green? On the side of planes.
Yes,
And
on the
actually, the
sides of
Enterprise has a red light.
Navigation lights. You have it on
Yeah.
ships and planes.
You know, just in
So
case.
that they know which direction they're going. Let other people know which direction it's going at
Yeah.
distance.
Just in case you're like right next to a starship in space.
Well, maybe like when you're in space dock, you know. Look, this was Star Trek was very nautical, right? So
Yes. It is tall ships
Well-
in space.
It's also that if you're close to a ship in space and it's moving not very fast, you can't actually tell which direction it's going, even from looking at the background. So it would help having the lights.
I mean, you can probably
if you don't
tell
have
because
depth
starships don't
perception.
really reverse at any point.
Yeah, but you don't know. You might not know which is what is the front of the ship. But I guess then if you didn't know
It's
what the
the
front of the
part with
ship
the
was, you probably
saucer.
wouldn't know what navigation lights mean.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if you're an alien. But then if you're alien, you won't know what navigation
Okay,
lights
here's
are.
what they do. They just paint a big arrow on the saucer.
Yeah, but you don't know what the arrow means if you're an alien.
Well, it's more universal than red and green.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. All aliens in
Is
TOS
it-
are just humans anyway. They all get it.
Does it Does it point to where you're going or where you came from? Yeah, I don't know. They don't know. His bugs.
Did he just cheat? Psychokinetic. Are you sure it's not some kind of telekinesis?
Hmm.
Oh.
No.
You genocided everyone except 38? That's
Yep.
an
That's a
interesting
nice manageable
idea.
number.
Well,
Also, not enough.
might have just
not
been
enough
that they
civilization.
weren't allowed to procreate, but that's not great.
That's true. They're not Asian.
I mean, probably does still count as genocide.
Yeah, it's a genocide.
I like how all the officers look completely unimpressed. 2,300 years old.
What
Yeah,
she
we've heard
forgets
it
to
all before.
mention, is her year is 10 Earth days.
Is this space madness again?
They can put him out of his misery.
Yeah, well, maybe if they kept a bigger population, they could afford to. The crew does seem very unconcerned about the fact that these people just admitted to committed. I'm going to try that sentence again.
Yeah.
The crew is very unconcerned that these people just admitted to committing mass genocide.
Look, it's only genocide if you leave some alive.
There are some alive. There's 38 of them alive.
I mean, the people that you didn't intend to get rid of.
Genocide can be part of a population. For example, if you try to get rid of all the Armenians in Azerbaijan, that's considered a genocide. You don't have to kill every single one.
Yeah, it's not like homicide where
That's not.
you
That's
had to
not what I
it's either
said.
Done or not done.
I said it's only genocide if you leave some alive.
Is that?
And
Okay,
then,
I
and
don't
if you
think that's-
don't, no one talks about it.
Yes,
'Cause
this
they're all
is
dead.
a
I see
situation
what
of
you
it's
mean.
not
Okay,
a war crime
okay.
if there's no court left to judge you.
Right.
Right.
None dare call it treason. That sort of sense. Yes.
yeah, I guess like a revolution is not a sedition if you win.
Right.
Right. If you win, it's a revolution. If you lose, you're an insurrectionist.
You're a traitor.
Yep. History's written
Treason.
by the winners, and the winners will decide who was right and who was wrong, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I was reading my history book, and it's like every time the good guys win, it's weird.
Yeah.
How come new Star Trek doesn't employ too many people who have dwarfism?
It's sort of gone out of
Well,
favor
they
as a
try to
thing
do it
do.
in. They try to do it in all the toys, but like he actually killed himself while they were filming, so you know.
Yeah, the representation in this episode's not great.
In Game of Thrones, there's a great character, Tyrion. He's a dwarf, but he's also a bastard, and it's in the Middle Ages. So like being illegitimate was a stigma on you. So he's actually the best character.
Tyrion wasn't a bastard.
Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. He tells Jon Snow, "You're a bastard. Never forget that." Okay, never mind. But like, okay, so
he's saying
yeah.
that all
Yeah.
dwarves are bastards in their father's eyes. That
okay,
was the line from from the book.
Okay, but so the thing is,
But
a
it's
certain
not.
if you were like underprivileged in like a medieval society in any way, like illegitimate born or with dwarfism, you were very stigmatized and you were not part of proper society. Like you couldn't eat with the rest of us. But it's hard to think about today. Oh, but having said that, Peter Dinklage has got an award for his performance. What is it, Emmy?
Yeah.
He is the best character in that show. He's done a lot for representation.
So, Alexander here is
Woohoo!
basically unhappy that he has no power. I know how we could give him power, though. We could give him a gun.
Yeah.
Size, shape, and color has no matter where I come from.
Is it a utopia? What? I feel like the rest of this planet's just one big mass grave. They live in one
Now,
structure.
this was where they moved to. Their old place, I think, was where they killed everyone.
Also, they don't work, right? So it's very idyllic. I wish I could do this.
Ooh. Spock just said that the tormentor has not been cured yet.
In TNG, it's cured though. So sometime in the next 100 years. Good observation, Soma.
But do
I
they still
listen.
get headaches here? Are you telling me that these might not be the best people? They might be evil? There's a lot of alien societies that just love humanity, though. People keep basing
Yeah.
their whole societies off one era of Earth.
Yeah.
One culture of one era of Earth.
Which also happens to be whatever is in the Paramount studio lot at the time.
What movie was being filmed at the time of this episode?
Cleopatra. The sets for TOS are really impressive, but it's not quite movie level. But the more I look at it, like on a bigger screen, they really, I mean, it's not TNG level even, but they really did the best with what they had. You know, like the walls look really dinky today, but those are good walls at the time.
Wait, does this Roman have a silver tooth? I think one of his teeth is fake. Or crowned or something. One of his upper teeth.
Oh, this is
Yes.
that
Do it.
meme.
Yes.
The most memed moment in TOS.
It's up there.
Well, actually, the Gorn music is.
Enterprise, these people are big meanies. Get me out of here.
They bullied me, your Enterprise. I need to go home.
Enterprise, the Platonians gave me a swirly.
Jokes.
And he got your gun? It wasn't even holstered. This is the problem with them just having their guns like velcroed to their hip. People can just grab it. Ah, there's going to be a lot of acting in this episode.
I mean, DeForest Kelly and Nimoy are doing a good job of it. Shatner is just Shatner
He's
in
being Shatner, yeah. He's Shatnering all over the set. Wow, a shield. Thanks. Is it resistant to phaser fire? No, but he already has a lyre. He literally has the same instrument in his quarters. That might even be the same prop. That's
Which is in their
look.
library.
Look, all these gifts are terrible.
Well, there's part of one that makes some semblance of sense. But Troy's one, he has access to it in the library.
But even if he didn't, I mean, what does he care? This is like 400-year-old fake medicine.
Not 400 year
I
old,
wouldn't.
2,000
Okay,
year old.
yes, 2,000-year-old. The point is, it won't work. You do not want to try any cures that Hippocrates endorsed.
The wire work was quite good, though.
First, you will play a game for me.
Just one more thing.
But there's 33 minutes left in the episode, Mr. Plato. I don't know this guy's name. Does he have a name? Is he supposed to conduct research here? This is... You have first century technology.
Also, like, Matoi's supplies will run out eventually and won't be able to help you anymore.
Peace and harmony after we killed everyone who disagreed with us.
You know, that's the thing. You know, even America was built on genocide. So yeah, we have democracy, but we did genocide. Who are you to judge? You know, you guys had this. Don't dismiss the Greek philosophy that easily. They really knew what they were talking about.
Didn't they have slaves?
You know, something amazing Socrates did, you know, because the episode's called
That
Plato's
sounds like
Stepchildren.
yes.
What was that? His teacher, Anaxagoras, he separated philosophy from the natural sciences. Because before then, they would try to say, "Oh, what's the sun made out of? It's this great burning fire in the sky." And Socrates is like, "What is virtue? What is ethics?" So that really propelled Western civilization, I would argue. Yeah, and they had slaves.
Yes, they were smart for their era.
Yeah, it was a very
Wrong
big
about literally everything about the physical world. But for the time.
Well, the Greeks founded our knowledge of the physical world.
They knew the Earth was round. They calculated the
it.
circumference of the Earth using shadows and trigonometry. So not wrong about everything, with all due respect, Ryan. hosted the show.
They were just locked in there as well.
Euclid invented trigonometry, and it's been steady ever since. Like, you don't get better than the Pythagorean theorem. Like, really, we didn't progress at all till Isaac Newton. I almost said Saint Isaac Newton, Sir Isaac Newton.
There was a lot of people before Isaac Newton. Even Isaac Newton himself admitted that.
Let me walk that back.
Isaac Newton didn't even invent calculus.
But look, my point is though, the Greeks even figured out the world was round because they had a circumference for the Earth, like down to a couple of percentage points.
Okay, so hang on. Back to, before this scene, the show was it was a pretty typical Star Trek show. You know, there's a group of aliens. They're kind of secretly evil, but not really. If you're actually, you know, listening to what they're saying. Now it's just weird.
Yeah.
Do you think Kirk mentioned this in his log?
Yeah.
I want to say I like William Shatner's acting. I think he's now my favorite actor of TOS. Bones is great here too.
Bones, kill him.
He gets so into it. Look at that crazy look in his eye. I mean, come on, guys. How many actors could bring it like this?
This episode is giving William Shatner the chance to do what he loves most, overact.
Yeah.
And
he's having a great time.
Nimoy's job is to lie still, but Kirk does the rolling over.
Leonard Nimoy's job is to look on disapprovingly.
Look, if he didn't bring it to this role, I don't think Jeffrey Hunter would have been able to pull this off. His tongue.
Acting.
But you know, I watch a lot of Bollywood films from the 70s, and the fighting scenes are very similar. You know, like you throw those punches, you flip the guy over a table, you do a couple of backflip kicks, stupid music. See,
are they gonna make him dance? This feels like he's gonna dance. Or is he doing puppeteering? Oh no. That is not Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
I was thinking when it's, just the close-up of the face, like, I wonder if that's actually Leonard up there. No, no, it is not. God, I remember when Captain Picard went to play the flute at the end of the episode, and it was just clearly someone else's arms facing the wrong direction.
Oh, when he's with Lieutenant Darren?
No, when he was alone in his quarters at the very end of that one
The Inner Light?
Yeah. Patrick Stewart was just sitting there with a flute in his mouth, and someone else was reaching up to the camera.
Yeah.
I never noticed that. Thanks for ruining it, Ryan.
We talked about it when we watched it.
I think I was enjoying the beauty of the scene rather than hearing the negativity.
Well, let me just post a picture of it, and it should be pretty clear even in a still image.
I mean, it's better than like in a movie when you have the hero playing a piano and then they just cut to two hands playing the piano. They don't even pretend to have the actor in the
You mean like
scene. It's just
they did in this episode?
Like, exactly. They did exactly that.
Nimoy cries well. I'll give him that. he does an amazing job of.
Nimoy
Nimoy
is
can
a
be
great actor.
can be very
Well, what I'm
emotive.
saying is,
The thing that comes to mind for me most is Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all. He's very emotive in that song.
Leonard Nimoy is very much of actor, he just can't do it in Star Trek because he's playing Spock.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, though, Shatner I'm asserting, and I know you've disagreed before, Soma, but Shatner's acting is carrying the show, not Nimoy's acting, and I will fight you with that.
Mm,
I will fight you.
I will give you that from a certain perspective in terms of camp, maybe. But in terms
William
of actual
Shatner is-
acting quality and actual acting holding the show together, Nimoy does that fantastically.
William Shatner is really the Scottish space ghost of TOS. Very entertaining
ordered
to watch,
pizza.
but that doesn't mean he's good.
I ordered double pepperoni. It was not double pepperoni. So next time,
Why
for
didn't you
future
order a
reference,
hot
I will
dog from
not
Taco
order
Bell?
double pepperoni. So have you seen what they've done to their value menu? They ruined it. They took a bunch of the good items off and they replaced them with a bunch of bad items that cost more.
The behind the scenes of this must be hilarious.
The
I
heck
was gonna
is
say, well, I wonder what
happening?
the bloopers look like, but can there be bloopers for this kind of episode?
I'm pretty sure it was done in one take because Shatner's like, I'm not doing that again. They didn't even give him knee pads. I'm in a little pain. It sucks being an actor, by the way, because you don't have any choice. You signed up for this.
Well, it depends
They have
upon your
any
exact
choice with
contract.
what?
A lot of the time, certainly these days, it is X number of episodes or X number of films, and you will
Yeah.
do that number of films regardless of whether you want to or not.
That's
what I'm-
hey,
I'm saying you have
hey,
to
that's
play.
exactly.
You have to play pony with the dwarf on your back.
That's how we got Picard season 2 is because they had contracts with those people and they had to fulfill their contracts. So Soji had to play a whole new character because they they wanted to get rid of all those characters,
But
but they needed to
didn't make her.
be 8 more episodes.
They didn't make her play pony with a midget though. So dwarf, excuse me. So
Look, somebody on the production of the original series had a horse fetish.
it's Gene Roddenberry and Gene Kuhn. We don't have to say somebody. All right.
I had a nasty cut on my finger, and I used super glue for what it was intended for, which was a rapid suture, and it worked out pretty good. Keeping it closed.
Okay.
They invented super glue
you
was
not
invented
have
to
health insurance?
as a field suture. What's that?
Do you not have health insurance?
Does it matter?
Okay.
Gonna go to the urgent care for a cut? It's silly.
You could have probably just taken a band-aid and like firmly wound it. To keep
No,
it.
the problem was it was at the joint on the palm side between my digits. So like, yeah, a bandage
Okay.
wouldn't work.
Okay.
Super glue worked perfect.
This is America. We don't have healthcare here.
Great American tradition. We die like men, like our ancestors.
Spock, are you being controlled or are you just angry? What's going on?
Then he's just angry.
Beam up to the Enterprise and plunge the ship right into this building. Take it down.
Unpunished.
Yes, Alexander, kill them. Let the hate flow through you.
So I had this revelation yesterday.
That it
In
wasn't
The
you,
Last
it's
Jedi,
them.
in The Last Jedi, we learned that Luke Skywalker tried to kill Kylo Ren in his sleep because he thought
Barely. He
he
barely
might
tried to kill him.
he might fall to the dark side. He might fall to the dark side.
But
This is the
both of
man
them,
who
neither of those
This is the man.
perspectives are actually what happened. Kylo Ren's was seeing Luke standing over him and being in a bad state of mind initially, and thereby assuming the worst. And Luke Skywalker was guilt over it, and he was saying what he remembers. So neither of them is an accurate perspective of what happened.
But
And
here's the
also,
guy. Here's the
Cinematherapy
guy
did a
that
very fantastic
redeemed.
review of it,
Here's
analysis
the
of his
guy
character.
that redeemed Darth Vader, and he couldn't redeem his nephew.
That's not the way people work. Watch the cinematherapy analysis of it; it's great. I agree with them in terms of the Luke's character. I don't agree with them in the comments about how JJ handled Luke, but I agree with them in the comments about Luke in The Last Jedi. It was in character.
I just thought the bit with Yoda burning a tree was very funny. It's a good scene.
I really dislike it in that film how Yoda says she has everything she needs. We're supposed to assume that the book's destroyed, so it's her. But no, she has the books. It's like that is a fake out for no
Because Yoda's
reason.
I mean, Yoda's always been just a huge troll.
True, very true.
That's his whole personality.
Do or do not. There is no try.
There are foods that give you magic powers?
In our future world, yeah.
So if we give Alexander the magic gene so he can absorb the powers from the local vegetables, he can overthrow the Platonians. Kira and I. So wait, why are the Platonians then keeping our crew here? Because our crew are just going to develop magic powers. Surely the Platonians would just want us to leave.
So they need McCoy for medicine. They were planning on killing the others.
Oh my god, I just realized what they're literally injecting them with midichlorians. Surrounds us and penetrates us and binds Platonius together. No, do it. Take the power. Yes. Oh, Alexander, you can become a god. Oh, no, he's gonna die. Okay, got it.
Mm.
You shouldn't have asked for that, Alexander. Piece it together. Magic powers. I guess, yeah, if they just keep a bunch of crew up on the Enterprise and then beam them down one or two at a time, should be good. Make sure they don't stay long enough to acclimate.
Is that our is that our Michelle?
Well, I mean, that is Majel Barrett, yes. She's Nurse Chapel. They wouldn't let her be second in command, but she got to be on the show still.
Yeah. In two ways.
The studios were afraid of having a woman character in power, but then they gave her the most powerful position of all, technology. Majel Barrett's computer could destroy this entire planet. Hey Lily, we're watching the episode Plato's Stepchildren. What do you think of it? I want to see what it thinks. What's the most important thing?
I think it's a groundbreaking episode, dear.
Don't
The
call me dear.
Kirkahura kiss represented a big step forward, even if the context was controversial. It felt just like, let that be your last battlefield, breaking barriers and all.
No, Spock, there's no singing on this live stream. Stop it.
Yeah. You do.
I want to know what would happen if they gave this to William Shatner, because before William Shatner was reciting some poetry, but if they gave him the song, would he also just speak it? 'Cause
Probably.
that's what he does with, like, Rocket Man.
Shatner doesn't sing. Doesn't even try to.
Oh, you can't. Don't even try. I mean, Leonard's not too bad. It does kind of feel like they're just filling time,
True.
but he's not
It's
too
interesting how we've almost had the opposite in Strange New Worlds, where Spock is now the person who doesn't sing as well compared to Kirk, who's actually somewhat of a singer. Spock got a lot of singing to do, but his was more spoken to an extent than actually singing in Kirk's song. Oh, it's a theatre production. It's an actual theatre production where they've got all the stuff moving
Yeah.
around.
It does feel like it would be very dull to live on this planet. They don't really have anything going on other than their only form of entertainment is making Alexander do things. And now making the crew do
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. I was gonna say TOS has great music. Oh wow, those two again.
Nurse Chapel, but you love him.
Not in the fourth scenario, though.
Wait, don't you, Spock? Didn't you inject yourself with the magic?
No,
Yeah, it hasn't.
not yet.
I haven't got the ability to do it yet.
Not yet.
I love her jewelry and sets, even though it's obviously costume.
How did this society get this way?
You have nothing
It's
to
that bit
do.
you said they're bored.
Just use your magic powers to materialize a computer and do a LAN party or something. Why you gotta go with the
Uh-oh.
torture?
Is this the kiss that changed history?
It did not
Well-
change history.
Yeah.
It was unusual
yeah.
for the time, but it was not the first.
It changed
But
history.
this is the kiss.
I mean, in the same sense that everything changes history.
I'll have you know that in 50 years or so, I'll be a historical character. Are you a historical
Listen-
character while you're alive, or do you have to die?
History is just when stuff was written down. So yeah, you are historical right now. It begins about 6,000 years ago.
Wait, Uhura's actually into him? When did this start?
They had an affair off camera.
William Shatner and Nichelle Nichols, or Captain Kirk and Lieutenant Uhura?
Shatner and Nichols, and Nichols and Roddenberry.
And here be the kiss.
So everyone knows the story, right? The directors shot this two ways. One without the kiss being visible,
Yeah,
where they turn away, and one with the kiss in the shot. So
yeah.
the one where they
Yeah.
turn away, Shatner looks googly-eyed into the camera, and he forces
Shatner
the
ruined.
production to
Shatner
use
ruined all the takes.
Yeah,
the
we
one where
mentioned
they
it,
actually
yeah.
kiss. Okay, cool. But go civil rights era. And we recently celebrated Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So go civil rights in the 60s.
I guess that was. You know what's interesting is that all the civil rights pictures and videos were actually in color, and that they make them
Oh,
black
yeah.
and white for textbooks to make it feel like it was a long time ago. It really wasn't that long ago.
It makes people
Gene was about
uncomfortable
to
to
get
think
them
about
to-
how recently segregation was.
Yeah.
The story was trying to have them hurt the women completely involuntarily there. One even ran with a hot metal iron.
Use the Force, Kirk.
You can't do this on TV.
It is quite not TV at the time.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. Alexander, kill them. I mean, Alexander could have been a little more subtle. Maybe go up behind him.
Yeah.
Oh, she's into it. Did you see that? She's like biting her lip, like,
Kirk, use your power. I know you can do it. Yes, now who's the god? Platonius, what does the scouter say about Kirk's power level?
it's over 9,000.
So, Lily, if you had to rank Kirk's power level at the end of this episode compared to the Platonians on a scale of, say, 1 to 10,000, where would you rate it?
How come I don't hear her?
I'd give Kirk an 8,000. His resiliency and willpower
Oh, it's not
are his
over 9,000,
greatest
sorry.
strength. Sure, he's no Q, but who on
She doesn't
Earth
get the
or
joke.
any planet really is?
Like Q is. I guess Q isn't really on a planet.
Yes, do it. Alexander, kill him.
Kind of similar to whether a Starian ascends or not.
Did you let him ascend?
Not yet, but I could. Just I do have a actually playthrough where I could go back and do all the evil stuff easily, and Dirge as well. I will do.
But, like, what are we going to do to stop it, though? Why would you visit more? Why are there more stuff? Put a warning beacon up and leave. So you're gonna give up the power, right? I mean, if they just leave the planet, they'll lose the power. We could bring
Why don't
them
they
to New
just make like
Zealand.
a antidote for it and give them all a vaccine against the power
I mean, that would
so their
kill them
body can't
too.
process it?
If they lose the power and stay on this planet, they're screwed.
5.5 to beam up. Oh, sorry.
No. Yeah, that episode was interesting. It was a little odd. It was a little sketchy at times.
Yes.
But, just don't worry about those parts. what you should worry about is the episode Wink of an Eye, which is coming up next, and it'll be the last episode today.
Wink of an eye.
Everything queued up, 1 minute to bed. Okay. So, AI lady, while refraining from calling me dear, please summarize the episode Wink of an Eye. Because, yeah, it's about a species that everyone else perceives as moving
In
super
Wink
fast.
of an Eye, the Enterprise is hijacked by the Scalosians, who exist in an accelerated time frame. It's a bit like the episode Timescape from The Next Generation, but with more 60s charm.
Yeah, it's kind of timescapey. That's fair. It's kind of timescapey. The episode I was thinking of in relation to it was the Voyager one. What is that? Blink of an Eye? Also, press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Because in Blink of an Eye, it's a species that moves really fast through time. Or slow through time. Scotty, why are you including that in your log? That's not relevant. Also, are we sure it's beautiful? That kind of just looks like 60s New York with some domes. Kirk, have you heard of recordings?
Because they're at different speeds.
Yes, running a diagnostic.
Yep, the buzzing of insects. That might be relevant to the episode. Or it could just
Yeah.
be like a fly. Probably don't need to worry about it. I don't recall if this episode even explains what happened to these people. Maybe the AI knows. AI lady, why did the people in Wink of an Eye start moving through time at the way they did? What happened? I mean, guess I could just wait for the episode to tell me, but like, what is the fun in that? Why'd I do that?
Yep, he is dead.
The Scalosians in Wink of an Eye were affected by a high-frequency sound that caused them to move at an accelerated pace, making them nearly invisible to others. It gives a whole new meaning to time flies, doesn't it?
Okay, that was quite
Time
good.
flies. Okay.
I mean,
I think it's wrong though. I don't
love
think
how
it
I
was
can't
exposure to a
figure out
sound.
how to pronounce that so that it sounds like a complete sentence. Clearly, something decided that was a noun phrase.
Yeah,
time
look,
flies, fruit flies.
I mean, that is accurate though. These people are time flies. She wasn't
It was
wrong.
quite a good joke, actually. Especially compared to other ones it's made.
Do you think that's how this episode came to be? Like someone made a joke at the phrase "time flies." And you're like, "Oh my god, you're brilliant!"
Would have put it past them.
Who was it? Groucho Marx that said, "Time flies like an arrow and fruit flies like a banana."
Yes. I wonder if it would damage
They
the
should've just called it
ecosystem if we
time flies.
genocided all the fruit flies. Do we need them?
I
Not
believe so.
sure. I think that they're like prey for certain animals that are necessary,
Or we don't know yet, it's mosquitoes
like
or something like that.
bats.
Because we can definitely
Mosquitoes you can
eliminate all
probably get rid
mosquitoes.
of.
Yeah, they're fine to kill. Are you including the cameraman in that count, or wait, really? Is that the population of their entire species? 900,000? Oh, okay, well, they figured it out eventually. So yeah, right now, Crewman Compton is missing. He's not officially dead yet. He'll probably be dead when Kirk goes into their time frame. I'll say this, if Lieutenant Compton doesn't show up alive and well at the end of the episode, I'll count him as a death.
That somehow they got in the same transport as you guys.
They
I
went
wonder
into the
why is
transporter,
it
but they
called with a
didn't
double
escape.
N?
I don't know, what is it short for? Alexa, when someone says to take the con, is the con short for something?
Control.
Assumed it was console, but
I thought it was control.
Absolutely. The con is short for control. It's a nautical term used for when someone takes over the ship's helm or control. Guess the Starfleet
Yeah,
kept some
nice.
old-time sailing language, just like in Balance of
I mean-
Terror.
So why are there two N's? I don't know. Because because CON looks less like its own word. It looks like an abbreviation.
Yeah. Of course, it also means convict.
Yeah. Her skirt's not quite short enough. I think they could have gone a couple more inches.
Don't make it weird. Don't go Rick
I like
Berman
that
on
block
me.
of wood. I like the block of wood at the end of the bio bed there. That's clearly just a block of wood that's been roughly cut and painted gray. Look, Uncle
Do you ever
Rick
feel like you're
did a
hallucinating?
lot for us.
No, I can hear him. Spock, Kirk, can you?
Yeah.
I'm unsure if Spock. Okay, Spock could hear him. I thought like maybe Kirk was already phased out of time.
Oh wow.
That was a nice shortening on the captions.
I don't know why the captions do that. They summarize the lines.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they definitely redid that effect, huh?
Yeah, no, there's no way that was original.
It's only the red shirts. Selma, 8.0. 8.0 is the worst.
It's some kind of control panel. No, it's not. That's a Starfleet control panel with some ductwork. I like the way that they cut the duct tube at like a slope. Right at the top there. Looks very nice. This would be an excellent time for the wide beam setting of the phaser. You can't see them, but they're here somewhere. So just stun the whole room.
They've had their phasers taken from them.
Well, maybe
And
they
somehow
should
put-
not have them taken. Alternate plan. Vent this section into space.
Oh my god. I just had a heat FS round get stopped by a bale of hay. What is this?
That's generally how video games work, yes.
No, usually it goes through stuff like that.
Spock, how would the computer know? Yeah. No, I'm with the computer on this time. You're not giving it any info. Computer, is there any link between the mysterious insect noises and Compton's disappearance? Lieutenant Compton. Alright, let's see if my computer has sufficient data.
Sure is. Those insect sounds were the sound effects used for the high-frequency noise that caused the Scalosians, and eventually Compton, to speed up in wink of an eye. Compton was whisked
Starfleet
away faster than warp speed.
Starfleet couldn't
Faster
afford
than warp
a
speed.
non-paper cup.
Is that not styrofoam? Oh no, it's not.
It could be old school styrofoam.
Why is Scotty moving so slowly?
Time goes by so slowly.
No. Be silent and keep your musical tongue behind your teeth.
Yeah.
I had to.
I have not passed through fire and death to bend crooked lyrics with a wicked worm. Hey, AI lady, who would win in a fight? Gandalf or Dumbledore?
Or Gale.
Gale?
Of Waterdeep.
Oh, as much as I
that
love
Gale.
both as a Star Trek fan, I must say, Spock with a Vulcan nerve pinch. Just
What?
one tiny pinch for man, and it's a giant nap for wizard kind.
Oh, wow. Well done, AI.
Well,
I'll take these puns over the Mississippi River any day.
Yeah, definitely.
that's true.
So yes, the most powerful, Gandalf, Dumbledore, Or Mr. Spock, yes.
Well, they literally just took the footage that they had at normal frame rate and slowed it down.
Yeah, it's running at like 4 FPS. When were high frame rate cameras invented? Or could you do that with film if you just ran it really fast?
Yes, that's exactly what they
Yeah.
did. They crank it really
But that's
fucking
not what
fast.
they did, though. They just took 24 FPS footage and played it back slowly.
No, I'm
But they
saying when
could have
they
done it.
when they wanted to do that.
Gene, I can't help but notice that dress is see-through. What's that decision, Gene?
I'm saying that when I say that's what they did, I mean like
People other than
in the
Star
movie
Trek?
industry, they did that. You know, they just cranked it really fast.
Why didn't
But-
they do that here?
Did you see that recently they made a high-speed camera that's so fast it can see light moving?
I did not. Sabotaged my ship?
There is, it has, well, we do have the ability to somewhat out there. It's not over 300 million FPS to do that. That's 1 a second, and light travels 1 meter in that second. Or rather, not 1 a second. Light will travel 1 meter in the time that it takes for that camera to have 1 frame.
Well, they showed a really cool demo where it could see light scattered off an object around a corner and approximate the shape of the object the light was scattered off of. That's pretty cool.
Hmm.
So they had like an action figure and they're bouncing light around a corner off of the action figure, and then the camera approximated the action figure.
Yeah, all I can think of when I hear about things like that is surveillance tech.
Well, you know how when they have those movies and they're like enhance. How do you enhance? You can't enhance a thing. It's a maximum. That's how
Well,
they do
turns out
it,
you can, though.
right? Or how they saw like that episode where Jordy was getting like different angles. Oh, god damn.
I mean, he should walk up to her and put it next to her.
He could also, like, stab her.
They literally just yanked that out of his hand rather than do anything with it.
So are these things, like, moving at the speed of light? From everyone else's perspective?
There's a specific rate at which they are sped up to. I think the spot actually quotes how much faster they are later on in the episode.
Ah, Stockholm Syndrome. Got it.
Who's that?
Oh,
Who goes
Kirk
there?
is not-
Announce yourself.
I
Game
am
review.
the biggest William Shatner fan right now. You know what's funny? I grew up on the show called The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which is about a African American family who lived in a rich suburb of
It's about
LA.
Will Smith.
Yeah. So he has a.
I'm sorry.
really-
I love how you introduce every TV show as if no one has ever heard of it before.
It's like he's talking to space aliens.
Soma's from another country. He may not know the whole thing about.
Soma, are you familiar with Will Smith?
Soma,
Yeah,
please
I just-
sing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme
Don't.
song.
I
That's your cue.
Don't you
I've
dare.
already-
This one
I've already
time.
done something this time.
I
this
don't
stream,
sing it.
and I'll do
Just
again.
speak the lyrics like William Shatner would.
Now this is the story just about how
My life got flip turned. Upside down.
I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there.
Okay, that's
I'll
enough
tell
of that.
you how I
Okay,
became
so-
the prince
so-
of a town
so-
called Bel Air.
So Soma doesn't know one word of it, so
I know, I do know.
So say it.
I literally did as we were
I
doing that.
grew up to out 7 in the morning.
No.
You don't
okay.
know it, apparently, even after growing up with it.
I don't. But my point is though, I never liked William Shatner's
Compton's
acting.
alive, by the way.
Oh my god, yeah, I just saw the subtitle. It says Compton. He's okay, so he's not dead, but he's turned. He's evil.
Yeah.
He's like
So
Carlton. I don't know anything.
yes. So Carlton Banks was like the nerdiest, unlikable, and annoying character.
Just
And the
like
way he said-
Compton.
And the way he said Mr. William Shatner showed
Now
him
he's
like
dead.
he was a super nerd, and I would never want to be like him. But I am just a huge William Shatner fanboy now. I am Carlton Banks, soul brother number 1.
Hey, right, now he's dead.
Yes. Good.
That's
More
not the away team
fuel.
member, technically, isn't it?
Yeah, he died as a direct result of being on the away team, so that's fine. We're up to 34 dead.
How big is the crew of the Enterprise?
Like
430.
I thought it was like 200 something. You know who would know? AI lady, how many people are on the crew of the original Enterprise?
No bloody A, B, C, or D.
No, clearly the original Enterprise is the NX-01.
So
The crew of the original USS Enterprise, NCC 1701, varies a bit in the series, but it's usually around
Yeah, I've heard it-
430 crew members. That's a few more
I've heard
than
it
the
as low as
Defiant,
280 or
but
something.
way fewer than the Enterprise D.
the
A few more than Defiant? Isn't Defiant like 30?
she's being funny.
Yeah, it's like the size of a shuttle.
AI lady's funny. You guys didn't get the joke.
Was it funny?
Was there
It
a
was
joke?
hilarious.
What was
It
the
was
joke?
hilarious. The joke is a few more.
I mean, if you think understatement is funny, you should see this place.
No, but
you
considering
would find
that
England hilarious.
it's a robot, England is hilarious. But they're very. That's why they're charming, because they have such great senses of humor too. They're cheeky.
Do they?
They're cheeky.
Robot
present
lady,
company
do you think
accepted.
you have a good sense of humor? Do you think you're funny?
But that's the joke. Someone who doesn't understand humor made a understatement of humor.
Well, I like to
Hilarious.
think my humour is out of this world. But as with all comedy, it's as subjective as choosing a favourite Star Trek series. Beam me up, Scotty. No, really, I need the affirmation.
What the? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't worry
I know
about
it's-
how those two
yeah,
sentences relate. She needs affirmation.
Right.
It's like Droid and Annoyed, though. Like, is it funny? A poll wouldn't give you the answer. So these people are like the Strange New Worlds episode where they have the kid wired up to the think tank computer thing,
What?
and they use his life energy because, like, they need somebody
s-
to, like, reproduce, right, or something. Like,
That's
no,
just
I'm
how
sorry.
biological life forms work in general. Oh god, they're calling... Oh no, I thought they were calling Kirk the unit. I thought they were
The
going
unit.
the motion picture on us.
oh, he's not away team. If you don't die in the away team, it still counts.
If you die on the away team or as a direct result of what happened while you were on the away team.
Okay, fair enough. Like the guy who took off his hazmat gear and scratched his skin.
Yeah. The dude who is a complete idiot and he deserved to die.
You broke all scientific protocol and medical protocol.
I am
pathogen control.
constantly reminded of a line from Halo 2 with 2401 Penitent Tangent arguing with one of the prophets about the flood. It's like, you know nothing about containment. Seriously, people, I hear that line in my head every single day. People come into work sick, especially.
Yeah, I hear that. And then just this yesterday, my dad was reaching for some spoons in the drawer, and he was touching the spoons by the spoon end. You're supposed to touch the handles if you're going
I've
to rifle into
demonstrated
the spoon
complete
drawer.
disregard for even the most basic protocols.
Disgusting. I kept my mouth shut though. I don't want to fight in my house. So
argue
she
with
Alexa,
wants
please tell me a
Punishment.
joke about this episode.
she wants to keep Kirk as a sex pet.
Sure thing.
Nice.
Why don't the Scalosians need to go to the gym? Because they're always running on fast forward.
That's not. That doesn't track.
It's yeah.
Computer,
That's-
that wasn't really a well-crafted joke. Could you please try again?
I don't know, Ryan. Can you give me something? Can Robo give me something? You guys are the funniest people here, so make me.
Of course.
I think the
How
AI
about
is
this?
better.
Why don't Scalosians make good secret keepers? Because they always spill the beans in the blink of an eye.
No, that
That's
wasn't
not
it.
Okay,
even.
look. You could have at least said in the wink of an eye. Come on.
Yeah.
So, the technological marvel of this episode is that they were able to fast forward things like a million times. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, this is what this episode is like. When Aaron and Geordi LaForge were on the Romulan, the Klingon the Enterprise D that was being taken over
The
by
next
the Romulan.
phase. The
They're in
next
the-
phase.
They didn't know how to do it with the 60s technology, so they just did it like we're in the fast forward universe instead of a phased reality.
The computer made a very good comparison. This episode is very much like Timescape, the one where Captain Picard draws a smiley face in the warp core breach.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes.
It's basically the exact same
And then-
episode.
And then he laughs his ass off too when he's doing that. So a lot of jokes in these time phase episodes. Something reminds me of, the Flash, that superhero. I watched a YouTube video that suggested that his power isn't really moving super fast. His power is time dilation. That was interesting. But TOS is an amazing writing. If you're able to, without any of those phased warp core cloud smiley faces, you're able to issue a plot that holds over.
I generally don't like it when villains explain their plans, but in this case, I get her reasoning. She's totally chill with it. It's like, who cares? It's going to be too late anyway.
Yeah. And the way they cure it is kind of stupid. Kirk drinks the antidote. Anyway, but it's the 60s. They don't have too much special effects. The whole thing is done in your imagination. You don't even understand this episode the first time you watch it.
Okay, this is the answer. I have no idea what caused this to happen. I think the computer lied to me when I asked.
I didn't know why we were hearing an insect buzzing. And then
Well,
later
that's
I'm
just
like,
because
oh,
they're moving
fast forward.
fast through time, and it's like
Yeah,
vibration of the
yeah.
air.
It's when you fast forward a tape recorder, so and this is what I was thinking too. When the computer does thinking noises, we hear typewriter noises coming out because we think of they would have understood it as mechanical. A lot of boot up noises from 90s computers.
So
80s
these people got accelerated through time by a volcanic eruption emitting radiation? Does that make sense? Does that work?
The noises that old computers made had to deal with the tape decks and the relays
Yeah.
and vacuum tubes.
And the speakers would beep too, so the speaker beep was different. You didn't have a surround sound. You just got 4 tones.
You had a
of beep.
piezoelectric buzzer.
Yeah, quartz.
That's piezoelectric.
Yeah. I'm just letting you know I'm following you. So she's kind of justified.
No,
She's
she's
like,
not. She's
so
kidnapping, enslaving, and killing people
so
Yeah.
to
we're
make
just
her
supposed to
own life
curl up and
easier.
we're just supposed to curl up and die.
She doesn't have
That's
to
what you're
Yeah.
curl
telling
up.
her.
She can live, from her perspective, a normal lifespan. She's just, her civilization is over. Kidnapping a
Yeah.
bunch of Starfleet members isn't going to change that.
I don't know. Like, I mean, on a, I'm on a lot of like
Also, hang
religion
on,
versus atheism.
while we're still on this, Captain Kirk is basically saying, we'll come back, we'll cure you, we'll help you, we'll relocate you, we'll find an antidote, we'll do something, we'll get you out of this. Just keep that in mind for the end of the episode.
Yeah. He's got
He
the
has
right attitude.
promised
Does
to
he do
cure
none
them.
of that? Does he kill them?
No.
Is that how he
They
cues them?
develop a cure, and then they just don't give it to the Skolosians because the writers forgot.
Yeah, we don't care about these people.
Oh, he's activated the cheese while she wasn't looking.
Honestly, Kirk is the best specimen if you do have to reproduce an entire species.
An entire species of ham.
Okay, so they get it by drinking the coffee, and then that's how they get rid of it too, by drinking the liquid. Okay.
Yeah. And apparently there is only one transporter on the Enterprise. The bloody ABC
You drink
or
enough
D.
coffee, you go into the hyper time phase.
Dimension.
Is that what it
Yeah.
is?
Phase
Hyper
dimension.
speed. Like Fry in the episode of Futurama where he drinks 100 cups of coffee in one day. And he becomes the Flash.
Hey, computer, if you drank 100 cups of coffee in a day, say very high caffeine content coffee, would you turn into one of the Skolosians? Probably. I assume you would.
I think you would. And
Oh, you might feel like a Skolosian racing through time, but really, you'd just be giving new meaning to boldly go where no man has gone before, to the nearest restroom at warp speed.
Okay, so
I thought she was
the
going to
computer
say
doesn't
the
think that would work.
morgue. Go where no man has gone before.
Yeah.
The
100
great
cups of
beyond.
coffee would probably put you in a coma, but it wouldn't kill you.
I'm
It would,
pretty sure
hmm.
it'll kill you.
It sounds lethal.
Okay, it says
Especially
over 3
considering
days.
people, very recently, several people have died from overdosing on caffeine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're able to
Okay,
drink 100 cups of coffee before you pass out, you are going to die.
Yeah, please moderate your caffeine consumption, audience.
Look, those are like the only cases of caffeine death in the last, whatever.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to kill yourself on caffeine. But they do have the tablets, so somebody could. Anyway, let me shut up.
Yes, you could take like powdered caffeine. That would kill you.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to measure out 3 milligrams.
So we have a new suicide helpline. We just dial 988 anywhere in the country, and you can get someone to help you. And please take care of
To
yourself.
help you commit suicide? That's awful.
To help you love yourself.
Suicide helpline. So remember, kids, it's down the street, not across the road.
You're
Or
being
down the road, not
You're
across
being
the street.
irresponsible, Robo.
Look, across the street for attention, down the road for effect.
You're being irresponsible.
Oh, I accidentally crashed the AI lady. I have a question.
So if we can explore this topic for a moment, just an
I'll
interesting
hover my finger over the mute button just in case. This feels
it's just an
dangerous.
interesting side effect of statistics is that in the United States, firearm suicide statistic is incredibly inflated because people who commit suicide often attempt multiple times before they're successful, and usually when they resort to using a gun, they're successful. So like it's
I mean,
an
is that
inflated
inflated?
statistic because their people are, you know, they tried pills, they tried cutting, they tried all sorts of other
Right.
things before they try a gun, and then they succeed.
I mean,
So
is that inflated, or is it just that guns
It's
are
the
effective at
comparison
it?
between
And
suicide attempts versus actual suicides.
right.
it's the gun is very like I have a friend who had a family member that they tried electrocuting themselves and they tried pills and they
Right.
tried, and eventually they just used a gun, and then
Anyway,
mean,
the
so
point
yeah.
is Kirk should use a gun on these people.
988 is the national hotline. Finally moving forward as a society.
But hang on,
So
you were on the Brits case about the Fresh Prince. What number did they call?
the Brits
Yeah.
case? What do you mean?
The British, if if Gyrings and Soma call 988, nothing's going to happen.
Oh, okay.
Right.
True. But speaking of Brits, I was going to mention in the UK, they have epilepsy warnings if there's like flash photography in the news or anywhere. So we need to have that.
don't you guys have 111 instead because it's faster?
So
It's
what we've got
999.
here
999.
is they have a recording of what they did on the surface.
Yeah, they did it before we did. Oh wow, we learned slow motion here. This was brand new back then.
But they also had a camera somehow on the planet when they were doing their investigation on the planet.
That always happens. We watched the Gorn. We watched the Orgonians.
Well, this is Starfleet itself directly,
Yeah.
So
where they have a recording of it, not knowing what was
Q
going to happen.
this sped up
Yeah.
speech, I went through and slowed it down. I'm pretty sure it's just the same message repeated over and over. I don't think there's anything interesting in there.
No,
It sounds like buzzing. Sounds
Which,
like flies.
fair enough. Well, this
Yeah.
part isn't sped up speech. This is actually just a buzz.
There's someone
But the parts
doing
that are sped up speaking, it's just the same thing.
in Star Trek: The Motion Picture, when the V'ger is first communicating, it's communicating it's like communicating like millions of times faster, and Spock has to slow it down a million times, and also then he can decipher it and talk back to it with lingual code.
Oh
So-
no.
They reuse this motif.
The interface in War Thunder Soma is such garbage.
I don't know why McCoy calls it a whine. It's definitely not a whine. It's a buzz.
I don't know. Is it more
Clearly,
like a
he's
hiss or
never
a
been-
buzz or a whine? No, I would
Have you ever
I
heard
would say
something-
it's a whine because it reminds me of coil whine on the GPU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard coil whine? Like any
Yeah.
old electronic has it. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like
Modern GPUs have
you're-
coil whine.
everything has coil whine sometimes.
Okay, modern GPUs have very audible coil whine.
Yeah.
So
Like
if
I
you
think it's-
if you have coil whine,
Mhm.
all right, it's because they use low quality inductors,
yeah.
or they don't have enough inductors.
If I have coil
Or
whine,
it's
it's
an old TV.
because
Combination of
it's because StarCraft 2 doesn't limit FPS on the main menu.
yeah, that happens. There was a issue with Vermintide where like when you open up the menu, it's like 900 FPS, and it caused all sorts of weird things to happen, especially with video capture, specifically on DirectX 12.
I just remember like lying quiet in the middle of the night, and I hear like this whine in the middle of the night. Like, where's that coming from? And it's the new Verizon router that was installed for my internet. And I'm like, why is this?
You
Where's
use
this?
your ISP's router? Yuck.
I'm just saying though, it's like I find annoying things in the dead of night, like extremely annoying. Like, I can't go to sleep. Where's that coming
Yeah.
from?
Hey computer, how come the
Yes,
Scalosians
we
didn't
also-
just knock Kirk unconscious instead of letting him roam the ship and sabotage them?
We also find annoying things annoying. Your review.
Wait, how
Yeah,
Has
come?
Church
Wait,
had relations with her?
she's blonde.
yeah, she's also evil.
She's also mostly naked.
Well, maybe universal laws of physics took a coffee break this episode, just like in
that was the
parallelograms,
slowest
where the
swing I've ever
transporter
seen.
accident splits Captain Kirk into two.
Wait, what?
Star Trek sometimes plays fast and loose with such matters, but doesn't it add to the show's charm? Even if the science blinks like a distant quasar, my love for Star Trek
Quasar.
remains
Quasar?
as steady
A
as the
quasar.
North Star.
Is that?
A croissant.
It's like a French quasar. But
I like how
she
he's
said
defending
it's like
himself
in
with
the
a chair.
episode Parallelograms, where Captain Kirk is split in two. That's not the name of the episode, computer.
No, it's a
Parallelograms.
Yeah.
But I didn't know the word coil wine when it kept me awake at night. And I was like, what
Just
do you
turn your
call it
computer on.
when you find the most annoying thing in the dead of quiet in your home?
Computer,
And it's
please make
driving
a
you
very
crazy.
annoying noise by repeating a bunch of vowels.
That's basically what it is.
Let's see if that'll work.
So she gets to select her mates.
Oh, making that sound would be like an unhinged solar flare, annoying yet pitiful. But hey, aren't we here to talk about
solar
Star
flare?
Trek? There's enough space for all of us without making strange noises.
Computer,
Wow.
you are an
He's
automated
defying.
machine. You obey my commands. You will make a strange noise immediately.
But I like how Kirk picked up the chair to defend himself. He was like a lion tamer at the circus.
Yeah, he already tamed the
Oh,
lioness.
as they say in the A Taste of Armageddon episode, computers make poor masters. Perhaps we're better off focusing on the Star Trek universe, where diplomacy often finds a way. Beam us back into discussion, won't you?
Oh, she said, "You do your job. Let me do mine.
Wow.
You do your job."
Okay,
Ryan.
computer,
Makes
let's
sense.
try it this way. In the episode Wink of an Eye, there's a buzzing sound. Please use vowels and consonants to try to recreate that buzzing sound. Try to transcribe it. Okay, I got something.
Ah, I see. That sound is pretty tricky, but it's something like bzzz-wee-o. Maybe not an exact match, but good fun trying, like deciphering Klingon poetry.
Okay.
Well, don't worry about it. Boozwee-o. Got it. He soured the milk.
Independent?
He's not interesting anymore. That just water? Or is that the cure? Well, Bones, we've got like 7 minutes left in the episode, so I would say it's probably going to work. I have faith in it. Why are we rotating the... Okay, so it's the anti-cure? He made an anti-cure. But Bones, isn't that what was supposed to happen? Alright. I still think the proper solution would have just been to vent these sections into space.
Would the decompression happen on their time scale or on ours? And by hours, I mean the default.
It would appear from their perspective to happen very slowly.
Right.
But if we
So would
sealed
they
all
be
the
pulled out, or
doors,
it would just
shut
be
off
like a minor
power,
inconvenience?
sealed all the interior doors, shut off power to the section, and then vented it into space, what are they going to do about it? Oldest trick in the book, Dila. No, Kirk, why didn't you stun her? God. Why did they refuse to stun people? I wonder if Spock's phaser will work. Kirk's phaser didn't work
Kirk-
before, but this is Spock's phaser.
Kirk just straight up was like, "Oh, hey, Spot, how you doing? Time to go." Not anything like, "Oh, you got to this speed, did you?"
Why is everybody wearing transparent, iridescent plastic? Semi-transparent.
Except her.
Translucent, iridescent? Clearly a mistake.
Hang on, I'm just realizing, did
Roddenberry
they
tried,
completely
he
stop
did.
using the Vaseline? I haven't seen the Vaseline
On
recently.
the lens?
Yeah.
Maybe the remaster just removes it.
They can't. It was physically on the lens.
But, I mean, they could filter it out using technology.
I think they just stopped using it. I think they just stopped making the women all blurry.
Soft focus.
Hey, Alexa, when did Star Trek stop making the women all blurry?
Star Trek started giving the women a clearer image around the time the Next Generation began, phasing out those Vaseline lenses they used on TOS. It's really a breakthrough, much like Dr.
Not a
Crusher's
breakthrough,
medical
it's just-
miracles.
That's-
Humanity is evolving, just like our beloved Star Trek.
Okay.
Why is she so monotone now?
I don't know.
Maybe because you chastised her for not making this silly sound.
Okay, so the Sclosians are now, they're beaming down, and we're never going to see them again. Kirk promised to cure them. Kirk and Spock are going to be cured. And that's it, the episode's over.
So, what's the name of the species again? Sclosians? So, would you say that they have scoliosis?
No, that's an AI joke.
It's possible that it only works on these guys because of their water. It doesn't work on them because they are actually the originals.
Spock?
That's just his normal acting.
I've noticed sometimes when the show does this, TOS and TNG, if you try to like speed it up to normal, they're not actually just saying the word Mr. and it's slowed down in post. The actor is saying it really slowly.
Yeah.
Because like each consonant is really stretched out. All right, he did it. You get it?
Here we go again. No.
What?
He accidentally hit
So-
play on the tape.
Kirk, you gonna beam down the cure or
But
No.
yeah,
Do
entirely
you
possible
think
that he wouldn't work
episode's
on them.
over?
Do you think Captain Kirk has a bunch of illegitimate children all over the galaxy?
That is the joke, yes.
Probably.
All right, so that was Star Trek. Some
Can you
of
ask
it
the
was
computer
based-
how many women Kirk romanced in the
No.
original series?
What I will ask is what the next episodes are, which is The Empath, no idea what that is. Elan of Troyes, no idea what that is.
I vaguely remember that one.
Whom Gods Destroy. I don't know what that is, but from the title, I would guess an evil computer.
Yeah. I mean, that's always a pretty good safe guess anyway.
Yeah, that's just how Star Trek works.
Oh, is the empath the one where they are torturing the woman because she's an empath and then torturing the crew?
What? On a doomed planet, Kirk, Spock, and McCoy become the subjects of an alien
Yeah.
experiment whose mysterious intention
it
involves
is.
a beautiful, empathic woman. What?
Yeah, that is that episode. They torture the woman by torturing the crew to test her emotions and her empathy.
Okay. Waiting. What are we waiting for?
I have a vague memory of the other two episodes.
Computer, what happens in the episode Elan of Troyes? And also the episode Whom Gods Destroy. See, I don't know. I don't know most of the TOS episodes. TNG, you'd give me an episode, I'll know what you're on about. I'll get it. TOS, no idea. What if I just Google it? Whom Gods Destroy? A deranged, shape-shifting Starfleet fleet captain? Determined to control the universe. What?
In Ellen of Troy,
This season,
Captain
mate.
Kirk plays a diplomatic role, teaching a warrior princess how to be a graceful queen to prevent interstellar war. A bit like Journey to Babel, but with more romantic undertones. Whom Gods Destroy is like the Federation's own Pandora's box. Kirk and Spock get trapped in an insane asylum with a shapeshifter who impersonates the captain. Reminds me of that intense DS9 episode, The Adversary. Star Trek sure knows how to keep us on our toes, doesn't it?
Sure. So I'm going to be honest, those descriptions... Well, the Elan of Troy's description doesn't help me at all. That doesn't mean anything to me. Whom Gods Destroy sounds a little familiar now? A little? I'm looking it up on... I almost said Wikipedia. That's the wrong show. Memory Alpha.
Wikipedia?
It's about Garth of Izar. Garth was a legendary fleet captain before going insane. His exploits were required reading. And now he's in, as the AI said, an insane asylum. Not an insane asylum,
As
an insane
opposed to
asylum.
a sane asylum.
Yeah. Okay, well, that kind of, sort of, a little bit helped, but, you know, we'll figure out really what's happening next week. Because this week we're done here. The stream's over. Go away.
Have a lovely week.
Don't tell me what to do.
I'm telling the audience what to do.